Probably you noticed that the title of my video doesn't spell Minecraft correctly. Well, that's because there is a new terms of service that Microsoft released preventing you from using the Minecraft name because it's a trademark violation now. Of course, it's probably not going to be enforced all over, and if they try to enforce it, especially with European law, it might not work. But they are making these changes, and the question is why? Like, why are they picking on this very old game that existed since PewDiePie started his YouTube channel? And why are they doing this? And the answer is simple. If you're looking at the trend, at what's happening in the online space, things are becoming very fascistic in the actual sense of the word. So what I mean is, like, when I was a kid, if you wanted to play Minecraft, you had an executable, right? You didn't have to log on Steam or any third-party app. You just literally had like a .exe on your computer screen. You double-clicked it, and that was it. And if another person from anywhere else in the world had a same exe on their computer, and they double-clicked it, that's it. You are online. There was no third company. There was no person monitoring over the chat. There was nothing. Like, it was a secure connection between you and your friend, and that is completely unacceptable for today's liberal democracies. Because they are taking advantage on the fact that parents are very concerned with the internet, and modern parents are incapable of educating their children. As such, they want to pass all responsibility on corporations and governments. Now, the problem is that corporations and governments are more than happy to take care of your child, but they also want to push their agenda as well. So what this means is that everything you do online has to be passed by a machine learning program. Like, I hate using the meme here, but it definitely applies. Literally 1984. Like, if you watch the movie or you read the book, everyone has a microphone in their house, and the microphone records everything that person says. Well, it's pretty much like that, except it's not the government that's listening in. It's going to be private corporations that are more than happy to work with the government. So if you actually notice some of the changes in EULAs, and not just with Microsoft and Minecraft, but like Unity as well, and many other companies, you'll notice that from now on, whenever a video game requires online access, you consent that if you use your microphone, everything you say is recorded. So that if you say a gamer word on a server that is empty and no one gets to hear it, the corporation got to hear it through their machine learning, through their AI, through like a ChatGPT-like system that records and listens to everything, and then they can ban your ass. So then you have to purchase the game again. Now you get to see how profitable this is for companies. Like, if you're addicted to an online game and you're getting banned for naughty words, well, you just buy the game again. And the company allows you to do that, right? Like, they don't ban permanently people from their servers. But of course, they are more than happy to allow it to buy the game again so they make more money. And it's not just like buying the game. Most games now, they have DLCs and loot boxes and stuff. So a lot of people who are legitimately addicted, if they were to get banned and they would buy the game again, then they would have to farm to get all of the gear that they worked for, to start spinning those gachas again. So, like, from the point of view of a company, it's very profitable to tackle on hate speech and other nonsense like that. And they want to use the machine learning system in order to be able to do it. And again, if you look at a platform like Unity, which is a massive company, Unity already is forcing indie game developers who want to use their platform to consent to this. Like, if you are going to play an indie game now, which allows you to have like any type of microphone access, and you want to turn in your microphone, it's going to be recorded. It's going to go on their server. They're going to listen in to whatever is happening. People just do not appreciate just how low privacy the internet has become. I mean, like, there was a recent scandal when an engineer from Samsung used ChatGPT in order to help him up with his work. And now Microsoft has access to Samsung company secrets. And it's legal, by the way, because if you read ChatGPT's TOS, it flat out states that they will have access to everything you post there. But most people don't read and they don't care, which goes to show that even an engineer at Samsung was so clueless about this fact, which again like seems counterintuitive, that they would literally like post company secrets, and now Microsoft has access to them. And it's going to be like the same with video games and everything else. Like you may be playing video games with a friend of yours, and you may talk about stuff that happens at work. You may talk about like personal secrets or whatever. Now, of course, it's unlikely that the company will have access to your records, but the possibility is there. Now, I will tell you how it worked in Romania during communism, which was a fascistic system, and it was based also on population control and trying to invade the private's personal life as much as possible to the point where they didn't have a private life. And the way it worked was that they established a deep network of secret police officers. And those police officers were tasked with spying on people, on your average day-to-day citizen. So everyone had a file. And your file, at the time, they didn't have technology, but what they would use was informants, like you did something bad at work, right? And whatever you did bad at work, like you said a joke against communism, or you did something that was not okay, it was basically reported to your boss, and your boss reported it further until it eventually reached an apparatchik, until it eventually reached the secret police. So like every single person would have a file with stuff written about them, like average citizens, but most of the time the file was left in the archive. Because again, like we're talking about mountains of paperwork. So like they wouldn't like normally just target like the average person, or even be interested in what the average person has on file. However, if you all of a sudden decided you're having political ambitions, if you're starting to inconvenience the government with your political takes, if you want to get into a position of power, like you want to become a prosecutor or a judge, all of a sudden they would look at your file. They would pull out the file that they have on you, and they would see literally everything you have. Now, they would not necessarily use the file to get you in trouble right away. But like, let's say they needed the help of some judge. Well, they would pull up the file of the judge and they would say, okay, so you got this important trial coming on. This is the verdict you're going to pass, or we make this problem public. And I definitely see that this is what we're going to notice in our future years. With all the people spending more and more time online, using social media more and more, playing video games online more and more, all these companies are going to harvest data on random individuals. And they're not going to do anything with it. It's going to be on a file somewhere, just placed there. And when those kids grow up, and some of them may want to become politicians, or some of them are actually going to make it in becoming CEOs, or people of various influence, whenever the people who have access to the data that was collected on them when they were kids, when they were young, whenever those people want a favor, all they gotta do is pull the data, like go in a computer, type in the name of the person, and they will see exactly what they did when they were young. They will see all the gamer words they said. They will have like all the edgy things they had on TikTok, so on and so forth. And they can just approach the CEO and say, hey, you're going to do this, or we make this public. And we have noticed that we live in a very progressive culture where if you said something racist 9 years ago, or you sung some rap lyrics 12 years ago, they can be used against you. And I feel like this is why Microsoft and all these other companies are trying to change the rules of the game with things like Mcraft. They're testing the waters. They want to see how people react to this. They're basically wanting to see, like, is there going to be backlash? Do people really care? You know, and they're going to try to start with the little things. They're going to try to start with, like, a game that is mostly for children. So, of course they're doing it to protect kids. Like, they don't want, nefarious people starting their own Minecraft servers and luring children into a sense of danger. So they're going to do it for compassionate means, right? But once they do it with Minecraft, well, then they can do it with other games. And they can say, well, like it was fine with Minecraft, why can't we do it with this? This is how it works. It's a low-hanging fruit. I think they're going to be successful. I definitely think that the age where you have an executable on your computer and you double-click it and it connects you with another person online, that day is gone. Like, welcome third-party apps that don't need to be there. When gamers fought against them, people were mocking gamers and was like, well, it's just an app, why do you care? all of those things have come to pass, and in the future, if you want to play a video game, you're going to have to allow them to use your microphone. You're going to have to allow them to use your camera. You're going to have to allow them to use all of that. And if you don't believe me, look at China. It's already happening. Like, I'm not predicting the future. I'm just looking at a different geographical position, and I'm telling you, well, if it's happening there, I don't see why it wouldn't happen here. Let me know what you guys think, and as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.